Hello there! This is a Lego minifigure. Pretty cool, right? Child's best friend, foot's worst enemy. Now what if we took this and turned it into a ninja? Pretty cool, right? Now what if, and just hear me out, we gave them their own show? And that's how the Mona Lisa 2 was born. Ninjago is not only my second favorite show ever, it's also one of my favorite pieces of media ever made. I, like many others in my generation, grew up watching the show up until about seasons 4 or 5, not knowing that, yeah, this thing is still somehow going. But unlike other shows where they've eventually gotten old and stale later on in their lives, Ninjago has made some of its best content in recent times. I may still need to watch past the first half of the first season of Dragon's Rising. I'm sorry, I've been too busy watching depression, and hatred and fury. But everything Ninjago has put out post season 7 has been extremely solid for the most part. The Oni trilogy is amazing, Seabound and Master of the Mountain are great character-focused seasons, and Crystallize was an overall pretty solid conclusion to the original show. Though the first question I did have after finishing it was how were they allowed to make this the official poster? So yeah, modern Ninjago has been pretty mint. But there was a project released between Hands of Time and Sons of Garmadon, a weird looking zit on the back of Ninjago. It was a movie. That's right, the Lego Ninjago movie. A movie that I feel visceral neutrality towards. This movie and I have a very strange relationship. It's never been a movie that I hated, it's just more, she's a 10 but her personality is like a 3. So a 9. It's always been a weird little thing that the Ninjago fanbase doesn't really bring up anymore, so I wanted to talk about whatever this thing is. Now this movie got announced all the way back on September 17th, 2013. To put that into perspective for Ninjago fans, only 2 seasons of the show had been released. That's always a great sign. The movie was distributed by Warner Brothers, the guys that own DC Studios, Looney Tunes, and the house arrest bracelet around my leg. Charlie Bean directed it, and the Lego Movie guys, Dan Lin, Roy Lee, Phil Lord, and Chris Miller were producers. The cast was announced in 2016 with all these celebrities playing my childhood icons. Okay, but Jackie Chan as Master Wu is elite casting. The fact that Jackie Chan played Master Wu before he played Master Splinter is incredibly funny to me. The movie was released on September 22nd, 2017, getting a box office of $123.1 million on a budget of $70 million. Yikes! Yeah, this movie was kind of a flop. I mean, what was its competition in September? Battle of the Sexes? Jeepers Creepers 3? Oh, that might be something. Well, with neither this nor the Lego Movie 2 managing to break even at the box office, that basically killed the cinematic Lego movies. Which kinda sucks because I really enjoyed this little universe of Lego movies. The Lego Movie is amazing, the Lego Batman movie is one of the best things DC has ever made, being completely serious. The Lego Movie 2 isn't very good, and this, let's talk about it. I've had mixed thoughts on this movie for years now, and what better time than now to talk about it? Approximately 7 to 8 years ago. The movie opens in the real world, where a boy walks into a relic shop and talks with the owner, played by Jackie Chan. He tells the boy about a city named Ninjago before we transition into said city. One big positive I will give this movie is that it looks spectacular. The lighting and cinematography look great. Ninjago City and the jungle are amazing locations visually. The action scenes are so fluidly animated. Fun fact, Jackie Chan choreographed all of Master Wu's fight scenes in live action before the animators recreated them in animation. Chan stated, everything the stunt team does, the ninja do also. That's just really cool. This opening also confirms that Robin Roberts and Michael Strahan are canon to the Lego Movie universe. In case you were curious, I guess? Lloyd's ringtone is literally the Weekend Whip. I love and hate this detail. Lloyd gets a butt dial from his father, Lord Garmadon, and this gives me the chance to go over a couple of things. First off, a positive. This movie is very funny. Garmadon especially gets some absolutely hilarious jokes, which brings me to the voice acting. Overall, it's fine. Justin Theroux and Jackie Chan give some absolutely amazing performances as Garmadon and Wu respectively, and everyone else in the cast is okay, I guess. Dave Franco sure is giving a performance as Lloyd. Now moving past all of this, it's established that A, today is Lloyd's birthday, and B, Lloyd isn't very liked in the city because he's kinda, you know, the son of the evil scary warlord who attacks the city on a regular basis. At that point, just change your last name. Don't go around with the last name Stalin. We get to school, and I love how this movie's letterbox description emphasizes the high school part of the movie. After the 10-minute mark, they never bring up being high schoolers ever again. We meet the other 5 ninja here: Zane, Kai, Nia, Cole, and Jay. Okay, let's get some things out of the way right now. First off, the designs. Now, I know the new designs were extremely controversial for Ninjago fans, especially after they became the new official designs for the characters in Sons of Garmadon and beyond. And I'm gonna be honest, looking back, these designs are so much better than the originals. Like, they look so much more interesting and give the characters more, well, character. Listen, I love the original designs. They'll always have a special place in my heart. But Kai has actual hair now, and that's really nice. Kai's hair in his original design isn't even hair, it's just jagged shapes poking out of his head. I'm surprised that he's not perpetually bleeding out of his skull. So yeah, I really like these designs. Also, if you still complain about these redesigns to this day, respectfully, please shut up. If nothing else, Ninjago fans are amazing at holding a grudge. Now on to the other aspect of these characters, how they're utilized in the movie. And I am not as pleased with this aspect as I am with their designs. If you're a ninja in this movie and your name isn't Lloyd Garmadon, you are getting sidelined hard. The other ninja are basically reduced down to personality traits and very little else. Kai is the hothead, Nia is the cool girl, Jay is the awkward guy, Cole is the chill DJ, and Zane is the perfect robot boy who can do no wrong, and we love him for that. Heck, Lloyd's kinda just whittled down to emo boy with daddy issues. At least he gets actual focus. These one-trait archetypes is what the show made these characters actively grow out of. They weren't just character types and nothing else, they were real characters. I'm not asking for the movie to make all the characters these super complex characters, but by God, give them something! We're not even 10 minutes into the movie.
Hey everyone, look! It's Garmadork and the Dork Squad!
Randall Park plays a high schooler. That's really funny to me for some reason. Then again, a 51-year-old man played Cole in this movie, so... Suddenly, Garmadon attacks the city, so our LEGO Power Rangers suit up and get in their mechs. Some of these designs look pretty cool, and then there's why does Zane's look like this? The pacing of this first fight scene is so strange. It just keeps cutting between each ninja destroying things in like 3-second intervals. It's so hard to keep up. We start to see more of Lloyd and Garmadon's dynamic in this scene, and it establishes this disconnect between father and son. And I don't know how to put this into words right now, but there's just something missing in this dynamic to make me care about it. It's weird. I don't know if there's like too much humor in it, or there's too much of a disconnect. It can't be those. These two had those things, and I really care about them. I'll probably figure it out later. My father did always say procrastination is your pal. Anyways, after being defeated, Garmadon goes back to his secret volcano lair and fires like 60% of his generals by shooting them out of a volcano. That's funny. The ninja return to base and talk with Lloyd about his feelings.
My mom is weird and collects seashells. Your dad levels cities and attacks innocent people. So, they've all got their quirks, you know?
Okay, I never said all the jokes were funny. Then Wu returns from a trip and tells the ninjas that they can't defeat Garmadon solely with their mechs. I don't know, that kinda just sounds like you're a bad teacher. He then tells them about how they all have secret elemental powers. So yeah, this movie is about the ninja learning to get their spinjitzu powers. Their journey is literally going from knockoff Power Rangers to knockoff Avatar: The Last Airbender. Why is Wu only now telling the ninja about their spinjitzu powers? Is he stupid?
Your elemental power is green.
I mean, he's not entirely wrong. So Lloyd and Wu talk privately about defeating Garmadon, and Wu tells Lloyd to not use the ultimate weapon, which I'll get back to in a bit. So Lloyd returns home as Wu plays It's a Hard Knock Life. Why is this movie so good in the jokes department, but so not good in the writing department? Lloyd goes to bed early as we cut to the next day where Garmadon returns in this giant shark mech. Why is everything in Garmadon's army sea creature themed and not, you know, skeleton themed? Or at the very least, snakes? It's the smallest of changes that can make this a much better adaptation. The ninja arrive to the fight, but Lloyd gets thrown out of the city and Garmadon makes it to City Hall. Lloyd decides to go to desperate measures and steals the ultimate weapon while Wu is distracted. Lloyd catches up to Garmadon and fires the ultimate weapon, which is just a laser pointer that summons Meowthra, a real-life cat. Okay, let's go over the laundry list of issues I have with this stupid cat. Number 1, it doesn't tie into anything thematically and just exists to artificially create a conflict because Wu refuses to tell the ninja anything, which is always my favorite way Wu is written. Number 2, it has nothing to do with Ninjago or Lego. Like, it actually just has no relation to the show, it's just a big cat. Number 3, it's trying to be the humans in the Lego movie without understanding why the humans work in the Lego movie. The humans work because they tie into the themes of free will and creativity in that movie. Meowthra is just a big cat. And even if we're gonna go with the argument of it's meant to subvert expectations of a giant laser, well, doing something just to subvert expectations is not a good idea. Just ask Last Jedi. And number 4, if you want to have a giant monstrous threat in the city and have it relate to Ninjago, I got a little someone that can help you do that. It's called the Great Devourer. Giant scary monster that's a city level threat and actually ties into the show. It really wasn't that hard.
Oh, but the way it would be brought in would be inaccurate to the show.
This movie's already inaccurate to the show on the fact that the ninja are already an established team, yet they don't know what spinjitzu is. You're already inaccurate, why pretend like you aren't? This Meowthra thing is easily the worst aspect of the whole movie to me. It's a dumb idea that could have been remedied if we decided to make this even remotely relate to the show that this movie is based on. Moving on. So after Lloyd summons Meowthra, Garmadon uses the laser pointer to target all the ninjas' mechs and have Meowthra destroy them. This scene would get like any emotion out of me if I even remotely cared about the versions of any of these ninja. Which I don't. After destroying all their mechs, Garmadon celebrates before Lloyd reveals his identity to his father. I'm sorry, the Lloyd bit is so funny. Lloyd destroys the ultimate weapon and tells Garmadon he wishes he wasn't his father. It's like, when this movie is trying to be funny, it works most of the time, but when it's trying to be serious and emotional, it falls completely flat on its face. How do you get so much right, yet so much wrong? So Garmadon contemplates on Lloyd's words as Coco, Lloyd's mom, shows up and scolds him. They ancastify Lloyd's mom from an old woman. This is unbelievable. I'm honestly shocked that Maya Rudolph's not in the cast list. So Lloyd returns to see Wu's ship destroyed. All the ninja lambast Lloyd for using the ultimate weapon, and Wu tells the ninja about the ultimate weapon. It's located on the other side of the island, and it will be a long journey to get there. Wait, so why isn't the ultimate weapon there as well? So if you have the thing that can summon Meowthra, you can also have the thing to stop her? Or have the ultimate weapon on the ship with you for the same reason? The story is a mess. Lloyd manages to convince Wu to let the ninja join him on the journey, and we finally start our adventure 47 minutes into this 1 hour, 41 minute long movie. Pacing. Learn to get good at it. Garmadon tracks down the group as the ninja and Wu walk through the forest. Wu tries to teach the ninja about spinjitzu before he confronts Garmadon. This fight scene is so well animated and so funny. How many more times can I say joke's good, story bad before I succumb into insanity? Let's find out! Wu gets scared by one of Garmadon's butterflies and falls to his demise into the water. I genuinely don't know if the movie wants me to feel sad about this or not. Like, they make it so dramatic, but I also just watched Master Wu get scared by a damn butterfly, so am I supposed to laugh? You know how people say that bad Marvel movies ruin their emotional moments with a joke? Yeah, this is basically the same thing. Oh wait, Wu's alive. Never mind. Wu gets dragged away by the water as he is taken out of the second act because he would make all obstacles easy to get through for this duration of time. Fun. So Garmadon convinces the ninja to let him join their journey, but he stays in the cage. Really unfortunate of Wu to call this the cage monkey. The ninja talked with Garmadon, who confirms that he was bitten by a snake, so why the hell aren't his minions snake themed? It would make so much more sense. Oh, this movie sucks as a Ninjago adaptation! You are extremely lucky that you're funny. They come to a fork in the road and go down the shortcut. That's really spooky. They get surrounded by Garmadon's former generals, and Lloyd and Garmadon get kidnapped. Father and son start to have a heart-to-heart while it's revealed that the other ninja escaped. Even though they were getting jumped as much as Lloyd was, so why weren't they captured? Oh, who cares? The ninja needs to save Lloyd, and we get a montage of a bunch of fake martial arts movies that Zane has downloaded inside of him. I think this is like the only time they have the lol random stuff edited together fast and loud for humor, joke be funny in this movie. They just have these random little edits in this movie that feel ripped straight out of a 2017 YouTube video. A bad 2017 YouTube video. No, get out of my head. Get out of my head. Oh, it hurts. The pain is unbearable. Lloyd and Garmadon are about to get thrown into lava before the ninjas save them. Then Garmadon teaches Lloyd how to throw while fighting generals. This scene is kinda funny. Lloyd gets attacked by a general and literally loses his arm. Garmadon pops his arm back in, and it's a cute scene, I guess. The group flies away, but not for long because Lloyd crashes into a mountain with a screaming goat. Wow, this has more in common with Thor: Love and Thunder than I thought. They crashed right in front of the temple they needed to get to. Man, I sure love stories where the characters find the location they needed to get to by complete coincidence. Turns out this temple is Garmadon's old home, and we get to see old pictures of him and Coco. Garmadon reveals that Coco used to be a ninja warrior who fought against him, and he had a skeleton army. Either commit to being show accurate or don't. Stop doing these halfsy callbacks to the source material. Anyways, they broke up because Coco didn't want their son to be raised on the ashes of a destroyed Ninjago. I think I figured out why this father-son relationship feels kind of hollow. Them connecting just feels kind of rushed. Which is weird because this is an hour and 41-minute long movie. It's a pretty lengthy for an animated movie. But besides a couple of moments, their development as father and son isn't really allowed to just settle in because we gotta rush to the next plot point or action set piece. The pacing overall is just a gigantic problem, but we'll get more into that with the concluding thoughts. Anyways, they find the ultimate weapon, which is just the ninja's elements. Garmadon tries to convince Lloyd to come back to Ninjago where they can be father and general number 1. Lloyd tries to convince his father to come back as a hero, so Garmadon takes the ultimate weapon and locks the ninja inside of the temple. The temple only starts crumbling after the fight, even though it's been stated many times to be super fragile. Because plot. All the ninja are freaking out, but Lloyd remembers back to when Wu told them about inner peace. I love setups that get borderline no focus until they magically need to for the plot. Lloyd then gives a crappy Naruto believe in yourself speech, which allows all the ninja to get their spinjitzu powers. It's like watching a sequel to The Incredibles where you have to wait the whole movie just to see the family come together to defeat the main threat. Wait a minute. So they jump off a cliff and are saved by Master Wu in the Destiny's Bounty. Well, at least they're trying now. Garmadon returns to Ninjago with the Destiny's Bounty not far behind. Even though the Destiny's Bounty left the temple a good couple of minutes after Garmadon ship did, so did they just jump into hyperspace or something? It feels like there are little tidbits of scenes that were cut out in post, which just makes the plot and pacing feel all sloppy. So the ninja use their spinjitzu powers to fight off all of Garmadon's forces as Meowthra eats Garmadon. The ninja also do really corny puns while doing this. Kill me. Lloyd reveals himself to the city and tames Meowthra while giving it a little pep talk that's meant for his dad. I'm sorry, I just can't get the thought out of my mind that this is just Emmett's speech to Lord Business, but worse. Everyone in the crowd gets emotional even though Lloyd is literally whispering. The cat then spits out Garmadon and everyone hugs it out. This ending feels really rushed. Like Wu just tells the audience Meowthra becomes the city's mascot. For some reason, Nia and Coco open up a school for the former generals, and Lloyd gets taught how to catch. We then cut back to the real world as Jackie Chan promises to teach the boy about martial arts as we cut to credits. I once again have to ask, how does a movie get so much right and yet so much wrong? And that was the Lego Ninjago movie, one of the films I've ever seen. I think I have as many problems with this movie as I have praises. The flaws just give me more of a visceral reaction. Let's start off with the positives. Once again, this movie looks excellent. It's so fluidly animated, especially in the fight scenes. Most of the fight scenes have great choreography and are just super entertaining to watch. Once again, Justin Theroux and Jackie Chan are great as Garmadon and Wu. Garmadon himself has a pretty good redemption arc, plus he's just so entertaining to watch. The jokes are overall hilarious, the score is really good, and as a movie, it's overall pretty decent. It's got a messy plot, sure, but in a vacuum, it's a solid kids movie. Plus, I do appreciate that they didn't just try to pull a Last Airbender and just cram the first 2 seasons into a single movie. They tried to make their own story with this adaptation, so I'll give them some praise for that. Now, for my problems. Basically everything else. First off, remember when I said the plot was messy 15 seconds ago? Yeah, I mean it. This movie has a really messy plot with conveniences and stuff that just doesn't make sense. I really wasn't invested in Lloyd and Garmadon's development as father and son, which I've concluded is just a problem of the pacing. The pacing is so slow in the beginning, but in the latter half, it doesn't give anything time to breathe. Which is weird because, again, this is not a short movie by animated movie standards. It genuinely genuinely feels like little bits of scenes were cut in post. Most of the performances besides Wu, Garmadon, and some moments from Lloyd are pretty unremarkable, and most of the character journeys besides this guy are pretty lame. But where this movie falters the most for me is as an adaptation of Ninjago. There are just so many things that bug me as a Ninjago fan. Lloyd's character being reduced to sad little emo boy with daddy issues. The other ninja being reduced down to one character trait and that's it. The ninja not using spinjitzu until the very end of the movie, which you absolutely know they wanted to make a sequel to this thing. Wu being written to tell the ninja borderline nothing. All these little callbacks to the show that should have been actually focused on in the story. And this stupid cat! I just don't think this is a good Ninjago adaptation. Now, you can be a bad adaptation while still being a good movie. I mean, the Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves isn't exactly the most accurate thing to the comics, but it's still a very solid movie. But for me personally, as someone who loves Ninjago with all his heart, I just don't like this adaptation. In short, this movie is a decent movie, but a bad Ninjago movie. Overall, I'll give the Lego Ninjago movie a 5 out of 10. And when I tell you that score is by the skin of its teeth. This movie currently sits at a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and a 47% from audiences, a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, a 55% on Metacritic, and a 3.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd. So yeah, everyone agrees that this movie was just kinda mid. I really wish I could like this movie because its good elements are great, but its problems as both a movie and as an adaptation of one of my favorite shows ever keep it from me calling it good. So that's the Lego Ninjago movie. Perfectly average and forgettable. What sadder fate could a movie be given? Well, luckily the show seems to have learned its lesson and we've got no Ninjago movie since... You know, maybe I was too harsh to you.